My name is Steve Strom. I've worked at the agency since September of 1979, so it's been just a little over 40 years. Started looking for a completely unrelated job. Went into an interview with Cindy Philgate and found out that they desperately needed a male in their workshop floor trainer position. And 15 minutes after I walked in the door and had the interview, I was working with the guys in the workshop. That's how it started. Moments that are sticking out in 40 years, I would have to say getting past the transition of the staff versus client positioning, which fortunately the group that I was working with made it extremely easy to do. I count myself extremely lucky and fortunate to have been working with individuals that were essentially here with the agency when it started, and even by that time they had already gone through so many staff that they helped reorganize the entire position of, you're not staff, you're friends. And I think that's one of the hardest thing for new staff to get past. You get out of the polarizing staff to client relationship, and you get to start to treat these individuals the way that they should be treated. And over time, the feeling of friendship not only grows, but you become close like family. The individuals I've gotten to work with at so many levels, not just the folks in the sheltered workshop and the allied production, but also quite a few of the individuals that had been coming directly from institutional background into the ICFs, and even making transition into residential, going into family group homes, and then working again with those individuals on a daily basis with their independent living skills and day services, and seeing them at home and then getting the services that they need during the day, and watching them change and grow and adapt just as much as what the staff were adapting to them, and it was a very good thing. Out of the 40 years that I've been here, some of the moments that have had, I think, the largest impact have been, first, we used to do a series of piecework for Trucklight and Blackstone and they would just give us crumbs off the table for our guys to work at. And it was a rare opportunity to not just teach these guys how to do a small and repetitive task, but to become more efficient at it, to the point to where we went from doing several hundred finished cases of work a week to actually outproducing the lines at the work sites, to the point to where their unions were suddenly seeing the difference, and we lost the contracts because of it. The other thing that stands out is when we had kind of a downtime. The Resource Center and the state as a whole, we weren't receiving a lot of funds, and we were kind of an underappreciated service. and staff were just coming up with the most creative ideas to really do things inside of day programming that were little to zero cost. And during that time, I had a chance to work with individuals out of all the groups at that point to start to clean up the Riverwalk from McRae Point down as far as we could go. And we found out that the local fishermen had basically been kicking down and making a crude path. We cleaned that up and helped set up basically picnic stations along the path without disturbing a lot of the nature that had already started to accommodate the increased number of people going down through here. So we ended up having a really nice path that people from all walks of life could enjoy walking down that riverfront and stopping along at picnic tables that were donated, and it wasn't just our guys that started to clean it up. People that were going down through the trails started taking advantage of it and cleaning up. And it made it better for the community. We had individuals that were getting involved with doing music outreach. And I'd bring in instruments, get a bunch of sing-along groups going, and when my guys felt comfortable enough, we decided to go ahead and share that music out to local nursing homes. And we had an invitation from Lincoln School to come up and actually do a program for the kids. It worked out so well that we got the kids' classes involved, and we combined the kids' classes with our guys and then went back out to different nursing homes and did a shared co-op music program. So it involved the elderly, our population, and kids from the elementary schools. And I think that helped really open up a lot of eyes in the community, as well as their ears. A big shout out to individuals that have really impacted not only the start of the Resource Center, but really helped get this agency on focus with a true heart and mission, is to not treat individuals with disabilities or different shortcomings and needs as strangers or just individuals that are coming here for a necessary service, but to actually touch them on a personal level and allow yourself to be vulnerable to become friends. Because when you're friends with someone, you get insights in how you can help them at a much deeper level, and it has a longer lasting impact on everything that you do for them.